A big return is being teased by a former WWE superstar themselves, so we'll see what's going on there. We'll also check out the latest for the Judgment Day, Seth Rollins, and more. Let's start things off with this big WWE return that's being teased by the individual themselves, and that's Carlito. Carlito was a superstar that was highly featured throughout the Ruthless Aggression era in WWE. He even had a big WWE debut back in 2004 by defeating John Cena for the United States title in his first official match. And he of course comes from the wrestling royalty family of the Collins. He made a brief return to WWE back in 2021 when he appeared in the Royal Rumble match. He even appeared that following night on Raw that week to have his first ever Raw match in over a decade. So considering the way that he appeared at both the Royal Rumble and Raw that week, had fans wondering if Carlito had signed with WWE. But he disappeared again after that Raw match in 2021. Then it wasn't until May 2023 at Backlash where Carlito would once again make another surprise return to WWE. Carlito came out to a monstrous ovation in his home country of Puerto Rico in full LWO gear to fight off the Judgment Day and help Bad Bunny win his match. It was one of those genuine surprises that no one knew about and wasn't reported about beforehand by any wrestling news outlet. So it was an actual great surprise for the fans in attendance and the fans watching from home. But once again, he just had a special one-night deal, and Carlito still wasn't officially back with WWE. Carlito took part in some interviews following Backlash and said that he'd be open to returning to WWE, and how he's always by his phone waiting for the call. He even said that Roman Reigns is on top of his dream list of opponents right now. Then just a few weeks ago, rumors started circulating that Carlito had allegedly reached an agreement with WWE to fully return to the company. Carlito has even played into the rumors himself, but nothing's been confirmed yet. But if the rumors are true and he does come back to WWE one of these days in the near future, fans already have some good ideas for what they want to see from Carlito. The most popular route is a continuation of what we saw at Backlash. What if Carlito officially joined the LWO? Carlito has the Latin background, he comes from wrestling royalty. He'll be the perfect mentor along with Ray for the rest of LWO members. It just makes the perfect role for Carlito to make this WWE return in. Him and Ray could really lead the LWO to bigger and better things together. Other fans would like to see Carlito make his return by challenging Austin Theory for the United States title. It'll be another full circle moment since Carlito's first match in WWE was a United States title match. It'll be a great callback to his debut, and he'll pose a big threat to dethrone Austin Theory as champion. So there's a lot of great return ideas there for Carlito, but we'll have to continue to wait and see if he will return to WWE in the near future. Now let's get into some topics related to Seth Rollins, Finn Balor, and more, because a lot was going on there. The last few weeks on Raw have been dedicated to building up the story of Seth Rollins versus Finn Balor, and it's been pretty solid so far. Seth Rollins has been causing issues and tensions to rise amongst the Judgment Day, and if you take a look at that and add all of those old grudges that Finn is still holding onto from his match with Seth Rollins from 2016, it all adds up to this new brutal version of Finn Balor that's out for nothing but vicious revenge on Seth Rollins. That's been the story so far, that Finn Balor has been waiting for this moment for 7 long years. So there's a lot of backstory and history here with this matchup. The controversy and changes for the storyline came during the June 19th edition of Raw. It was announced before Raw that Seth Rollins will be hosting an open challenge for his WWE World Heavyweight title. WWE was plastering advertisements and promotions for Seth Rollins' open challenge all over their platforms and socials. But with only a few hours away from the show, WWE suddenly pulled all the promotions of Seth Rollins' open challenge for Raw. This is a situation that fans were used to seeing a lot during the Vince McMahon era. They would promote a segment or a match, but due to Vince McMahon's last-second script rewrites and revisions, matches and segments from the show that were already being advertised would end up getting scrapped. And that's exactly what happened here. The Open Challenge was being advertised all day long, but ended up getting scrapped and changed towards the last second. But to everyone's surprise, it was actually a positive change and improved the show and feud between Seth Rollins versus Finn Balor. Reports claim that the original plan was for Tommaso to accept Seth's Open Challenge. Although it would have been a great platform to showcase Tommaso to go up against the world champion, obviously he wasn't going to dethrone Seth Rollins and would most likely end up losing that match. And it wouldn't be the right momentum move for Tommaso to lose his first match back after so many months away. So that's part of why the actual Open Match Challenge was cancelled. The show is still open with Seth Rollins, and it seems like he was still going to do the Open Challenge, but he instead got ambushed and attacked by Finn Balor. Finn gave him an absolute brutal beatdown at ringside to open up a Raw segment, and the beatdown continued backstage after the commercial segment. Finn's argument and reasoning for this attack is that he doesn't want anyone else to take the title off Seth Rollins. He wants to be the one to dethrone him. Seth would appear the following night on NXT to defend his title against Braun Breaker. And Finn Balor would also make another surprise appearance to attack Seth Rollins post-match there as well. Reports claim that the change for the Open Challenge match to the Finn Balor beatdown allegedly came from Vince McMahon himself. And it was actually a very positive change that made everything turn out better. Instead of Seth Rollins defeating Tommaso in the Open Challenge match during his first match back, Tommaso returned and picked up a win over The Miz. And instead of Seth versus Finn sort of getting lost in between the Open Challenge match and the Braun Breaker NXT match, the spotlight was right back on Seth versus Finn, thanks to the brutal attack segment to open Raw. It was reported that Vince McMahon thought it was the perfect way to build Finn Balor up even more and make him look like more of a threat heading into Money in the Bank. So, usually when you hear about those Raw script changes, you instantly assume that it's a negative change. But in this instance right here, it was actually a positive change for everyone involved. Does Finn still have a legit chance of knocking Seth Rollins off as champion? Most likely not, but he's still looking like such a big threat right now and has a lot of momentum behind him. Given Finn Balor's newly found aggression, it does make you wonder what it means for the Judgment Day. Rhea Ripley asked Finn and Damian if they were all good with each other, and they said that they were all good, but they finished that night off by losing in the main event of Raw. And given how this story is going so far, you do have to wonder if Damian Priest will get involved at Money in the Bank and possibly accidentally cost Finn Balor the title. And knowing how much this match means to Finn Balor, the 7-year build-up and everything he's been holding in, would Damian and Finn's relationship still be intact if something like that was to go down? And ultimately, what would it mean for the Judgment Day if Finn and Damian can't stand each other after Money in the Bank? Someone would have to be on their way out of the group. So win or lose, things should be intriguing for Finn Balor and the Judgment Day after Money in the Bank. But what are your thoughts on today's stories? Leave your comments below. Don't forget to subscribe with all notifications on and leave a like if you enjoyed. Thanks for watching, guys.